I met my team at the branded crater outside Glint's lair, but the area was crawling with forged. After clearing them out, we discovered unmistakable signs that Balthazar had built himself a war machine that harnesses magic from dragon crystals. We also found remnants of Glint's power, scattered crystalline essences and memories that enabled us to open a portal to Glint's lair. Inside Glint's lair, we found one of Glint's memories contained in a crystal shard. It hinted at the true purpose of Glint's legacy, but made no mention of the weapon Vlas described. Fortunately, we were able to find the weapon ourselves, a dragon's blood spear, with the power to kill Kralkatorrik. This was the weapon Glint created and gave to Destiny's Edge years ago, before their first fight against the Crystal Elder Dragon, which ended in the tragic deaths of both Snaf and Glint herself. After some intense discussion, I made the decision to destroy the spear. Though I might end up regretting it, I couldn't risk Balthazar getting his hands on anything that could jeopardize our mission or Tyria's fate. Still, with no clues as to Balthazar's motivations, Casimir strongly suggested we take the matter directly to the gods, reasoning that they, and only they, have both the power and the knowledge we need to make a stand. As a first step, we all agreed to travel to the Tomb of Primeval Kings and use the portal there to enter the mists. Our hope is to make contact with the gods and learn the truth about Balthazar's return and the reason for his campaign against the Elder Dragons before securing help from the gods themselves. We entered the Tomb of Primeval Kings, but we encountered stiff resistance from its ghostly defenders. Angered by recent trespassers, the spirit of Elonia's past monarchs treated us as common thieves, and we had to battle our way through the tombs before we were able to convince the long-dead rulers to allow us passage to the mists. Now that we've secured a route to the gods, it's time to find them and get some long-awaited answers. We entered the portal at the Tomb of Primeval Kings, only to be separated and transported to a strange, desolate landscape. After searching the area, I was able to reunite with the others and discovered a mysterious puzzle that had been hidden by a sandstorm. Casimir believed the puzzle to be a challenge set by the gods, and she was proven right. After completing the puzzle, a portal opened up before us, leading to, perhaps, the gods? We entered the portal and found ourselves in a library, unlike any other I've ever seen. We came hoping to find the gods, but Cormyr, the goddess of truth, was the only deity we found. She granted us an audience in her sanctum and answered some of our questions. But in this case, the truth was hard to hear. Cormyr told us that the gods had left Tyria completely to avoid a cataclysmic battle with the Elder Dragons that would have destroyed the world that they were trying to preserve. As Cormyr described it, Balthazar refused to accept this decision and went so far as to threaten the other gods if they went through with their plan. In response, the rest of the six stripped Balthazar of his power and chained him in the mists, where he remained until Ritlock unwittingly released him. Once freed, Balthazar set out to recover his lost power, defeat the Elder Dragons, and claim their magic for himself in order to take vengeance on the other gods for imprisoning him. Cormyr concluded by saying the other gods were long gone, and she was about to follow them, so they could not and would not help us against Balthazar. Learning the gods had abandoned Tyria was painful, especially for Casimir. But ultimately, she accepted that. As Cormyr pointed out, the time for prayers is past. The world belongs to us mortals now, and it is our responsibility to defend it. Before she left to reunite with her fellow gods, Cormyr provided us a single bit of guidance in our fight against Balthazar: to seek answers in the desert. It's not much to go on, but I've instructed the team to split up and search. Casimir will go north, Canuck and Ritlock will ask Canuck's contacts in the Order of Shadows, and I'll head south to scour the Riverlands. Balthazar is our problem to solve, and while knowing the solution is out there isn't as good as knowing the solution itself, it's a start. After a lot of legwork, I found a promising lead on the answers Cormyr told us were out there. Kesho, a city built by the Forgotten, who themselves had connections to both Glint and the gods. As such, Kesho may well contain the knowledge we need to make a stand against Balthazar. It was swallowed up by the desert sands long ago, so Kesho is considered a lost city by the locals. Little more than a legend. But I was able to nail down its location in the Elon Riverlands. I'll need to ride a scarum out to reach Kesho safely, but at least now I have a concrete destination to explore. I entered the lost city of Kesho, and with Taimi's remote input, I learned all I could. We encountered a transmaterialized Exalted named Sadiz, as well as a host of dangerous forged Exalted hybrids. Sadiz told us these hybrids were created by Balthazar and Pawajoko, the desert region's missing tyrant king. Together, the two villains stole the forgotten ritual that makes Exalted and used it as a means of forcing spirits into armored bodies to create Balthazar's Forged. We also learned more about the true purpose of Glint's legacy, to preserve Tyria's magical balance by replacing elder dragons with equally powerful but less predatory entities. And we discovered why Balthazar was hunting Vlast. Kralkatorrik's blood, both literal and metaphorical, is its unique weakness, meaning Vlast, Glint, and the Dragon's Blood Spear were all viable weapons against Kralkatorrik. And so is Arene. It's only a matter of time before Balthazar returns to Terrier to capture her. So I sent word to my guildmates and told them to meet up with me so we can return to Maguma and protect the Crystal Dragon's last scion.